I quit without notice and boss is telling me I have to come back. I quit an awful job without notice. It was anguish to my mental health. I found better work that I'm happy with and pays more. My ex-boss texted me saying I promised her I would work a full year and that she expects me to come back. I haven't replied to any of her texts or emails. I'm curious what others think. Should I reply? Can she do anything to me? I mean, she knows my home address and social security number, so I'm worried she may try to pull something shady, but I also feel like I am under no obligation to reply to her. I told her I quit and that is that. I am in Florida and I am an at-will employee. Thoughts? Edit. I actually only told her I would work the full year. It was a verbal agreement. In our handbook they ask for 2 weeks, but I just couldn't do it. Plus I found another job and I started it. I told her, but she keeps emailing me. Unless you signed a contract, you owe her nothing. I'm pretty sure you didn't BC, then you would not be an at-will employee. Ignore, block, and lock your credit. Tell her very politely that you no longer work for her, and that any further communication from her will be considered harassment. Document everything. Keep all texts and voicemail. And ignore her. You owe her nothing. These companies that whine like this when someone leaves are the very same ones to fire you without giving you any notice. At-will works both ways. You owe them nothing. Old retired guy here. Don't respond. Anything you say will just encourage her. Move on with your life and let her burn herself out. I'd reply and say you have no obligation to keep working anywhere. You're a free human being with the power of choice. If she does anything retaliatory, she is just signing up to get sued and lose. Just ignore her and monitor your credit. The likelihood of her doing anything with your social is super low, as it would be easily traceable back to her and not profitable to her in any way. Did you sign anything that said if you quit within a year, they could charge you for training or something else? I quit a job and gave a 3-day notice. The week prior I had approved vacation I took. And he not only didn't pay me as agreed on verbally, he actually took more out of my check than I took off. I took 1 day off. He essentially took my pay down 3 days. Told me if I couldn't make Friday I obviously wasn't available to help as needed on that weekend, so he docked the weekend pay I wasn't aware existed. When I asked about the situation, he just told me if I don't work, he doesn't feel like he owes me anything. That was a Tuesday and told him my last day would be Friday. He later called and sent text demanding to know the reason I wasn't giving a notice. I just responded with a simple "well, I don't feel like I owe you anything." Never heard another word. Started a better job 2 weeks later. Lawyer here. Even if you promised to work a full year, one-sided promises are generally not enforceable regardless of whether they're made orally or in writing. Enforceable contracts require consideration by both parties. A gratuitous promise by one party for nothing in return isn't going to meet that requirement. Feel free to consult an attorney in your area if you feel the need to. They can provide actual legal advice specific to your situation and your jurisdiction, which is something a stranger on the internet cannot do. But especially if you're in the US, I'd be shocked if there was anything your employer could do to force you to work against your will, or otherwise penalize you for terminating your relationship with this employer. Glad you found something better op. As long as you only promised and didn't sign anything, you should be good. Unless you signed a contract stating you'd stay a year, they have nothing on you. I am in Florida. Ooh, sorry to hear it. And I am an at-will employee. There you go. Tell her if she sends you any other messages or calls you that you're going to file a police report for harassment. Also, tell her you're going to report her and the company to the labor board if she continues any further. Tell her your consultation rates. What everyone else is saying. You don't owe her anything and she's just trying to manipulate you. What's she gonna do? Fire you? Ah, the good old verbal agreement ploy. Whipping out the nothing burger with extra non-existent cheese and mayo when nothing else sticks. At will works both ways. LMAO. I'm also in Florida. I have a signed contract that says 1 year but also states we're an at-will state, so either party can terminate the contract. You're 100% okay to quit without notice, especially if there's nothing in writing. If she tries anything shady, talk to a labor lawyer. Talking is usually free. Congrats on the new job. Slightly smiling face. Send her a link to the 13th Amendment, then block her.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.